Alright, we back and let's just jump into it, man. Saber! Even my voice won't catch up to her. Saber is already armed and charges at Kuzuki like the wind. Stop, Saber! Caster confronts Saber with her casting. She uses 5 verses for her spell. If Saber is a wind for charging 10 meters in a flash, Caster is a lightning for finishing her spell even faster. It's a raging thunder at that. She shoots off 5 bullets of light in under a second, and the bullets pierce Saber like fatal thorns. Oh. Magic resistance. No, I don't know a knight that can defend against my magic. Caster screams. Even Archer had to evade Caster's spells, but Saber is just nullifying it by glaring at it. Saber's not looking at Caster. Her target, the one she has to slash is Caster's master, Kuzuki Suichiro. Saber slashes at Kuzuki without hesitation. Suichiro. The intersection becomes silent again. Saber stops after slashing her sword. Everyone here thinks that the battle is over due to the incredible speed. Yes, everyone except Kuzuki Suichiro, who's standing there calmly. Oh? An interlude at a time like this? Charge, stop, slash. Having repelled all of Caster's spells, Saber settled the match without giving anybody a chance to stop her. The charging speed, her footwork, and her attack were perfect. Her invisible sword slashed the enemy master. Surprise attacked at the perfect moment. Saber's powerful slash splits Kuzuki Suichiro in 2. No. It should have split him in 2. What? Bewilderment causes her to gasp. What is going on? Saber is still in the posture of having swung the sword. Saber, still in the posture of having swung the sword, stares at the enemy in front of her with blank amazement. No way. Even Saber does not understand what's going on. Perfect strike that was slashed horizontally. The attack is stopped. The sword is stopped before slashing the enemy's body, being caught between something. Leg and arm? Can such a miracle occur? Her sword is stopped between her enemy. Her sword has been stopped by her enemy Kuzuki Suichiro. Knee and elbow. Her sword has been stopped, caught between his elbow and knee. Saber does not know, of course, that there is a technique to stop an enemy's blade with bare hands, that there are experts today who actually use it. But still, she would not have stood there in astonishment if this were a normal fight. But this is a battle of a servant, and the enemy is a mere human. For him to stop an invisible sword with his bare body, he must be insane. You underestimated me, Saber. His voice is deep, as if coming from the ground. Saber's body moves. She tries to pull back her sword with all her might. At that instant, an unknown impact strikes her head from the back. She does not understand at all. It is her first time fighting a man that can stop a sword with bare-handed. Then could this be an attack with his bare hand? She was punched? The back of her head was hit with at such close range. She evades it, still not knowing what it is. Something goes past her temple. Saber understands it as a fist, strengthened by some magic, and she jumps. And she has a long weapon. She is at a disadvantage at close range against an unarmed opponent. Saber retreats to short range, and the range where she can make use of her sword. Of course, she keeps facing her enemy while she does so. She is moving to get out of range, advantageous to her enemy. It is an established rule to pursue a retreating enemy. Sorry, I got momentarily distracted by a text. But the enemy does not pursue her. Caster's master, the man who will be defeated if he stays there, does not move, and he pierces through her solar plexus. She breathes out. She only feels the impact. The attack is stopped by her armor, and the impact comes to her. The impacts continue. The things aimed accurately at her vital points are human fists. She does not even have time to gasp. By the time she realizes that his mountain-like fingers are the cause of the impacts, the match has already been decided. The fists shower down on her. The man's fists are fired in rapid succession with heaviness and intensity as if they are made of iron. How should it be expressed? His arms are flexible like a whip, but they move in right angles. If his arms are shot out like a flash, his forearms that move from there are like the technique of a fierce god. The almost invisible attacks are all attacking her in weak spots. He allows no counterattack. Even her arms are targeted and the pain reaches her core even through her armor. The attacks all come from the outside to the inside. The swinging arms change direction, using the elbow as a fulcrum, and they beat Saber from impossible directions. They are sharp and dull. It is not an instant kill, but they contain poison that will lead to death. It is all that is contained in these attacks. That is all that is contained in these attacks. Even though the fists cannot be avoided, they aren't that heavy. But the pain numbs her mind every time she receives a blow. Taking that small opening, the fist goes for the back of her head like Death's scythe. She avoids it instinctively. Attacks going for her arms and body are fine, but the back of the head would prove fatal for her. Therefore, Saber concentrates on that one attack, a monster that can stop a sword with his bare hands. Facing these strange attacks that she's experiencing for the first time, the only thing she trusts are her own instincts. You are dodging well, and you are still confused too. The enemy's arms stop moving. The stance is like his arms. His stance is like his arms. Steady. That was just a weird sentence. Steady like a rock. I see. It is not your eyes that are exceptional, but your intuitions. I see. It is not your eyes that are exceptional, but your intuitions. The man moves. What is different about the attack? Saber, who was avoiding all the fatal blows, could not dodge his attack. Her mind fades. The impact landing on the back of her head shakes her brain. But she still manages to raise her hands. The man's attacks cannot penetrate through her armor. Then the man will go for her bared head. She raises her arms to protect her face. The impact comes through the arms. It is like a snake crawling through a thick forest. The enemy's fists easily make their way through. Her mind fades away. The body of the snake's, his left elbow smashes into her collarbone. Saber avoids it by retreating a bit and grips her sword. The course of the fist comes after that. She readies herself for the blow that will go for the back of her head from the left side. She cannot make light of him anymore. If the enemy is to take her consciousness, she will let him. But she will cut down his arms as compensation. She opens her eyes wide and... she is astonished at the change. With the elbow as the fulcrum, and the blow comes straight from above. With the elbow as the fulcrum, the blow comes straight down from above. The circular orbit of his attacks change to a straight line. She instantly moves her neck to avoid the blow going for her head. The impact lands on her shoulder. She glares at her enemy with her left shoulder destroyed, and her spine freezes up the instant she does. The man moves back half of his body. His right hand that has not been used yet. The hand that has been placed at the hand that has been placed at the height of her throat is released like a cannon. Unlike the previous attacks that followed a line, this attack is executed as a point. A thrusting fist aimed at the person in front of him. With his force and precise accuracy, he should be able to pierce through her. With his charged attack, it should be easy to pierce Saber's throat, break her bone, and smash her head to pieces. But it misses. A surprise attack is useless on her, as she has instincts bordering on precognition. The snake-like fist grazes past her neck. Seeing that, she tries to step in to attack, but at that moment... BAM! An unbelievable sound comes from right beside her neck. Ugh. Saber? A snake's fang pierces her. The instant it is dodged, the attack that passed her uses its fingers to dig into her neck with a sound. Ugh. Anchor. The shock passes through her shoulders. The shock passes through her as a shudder. Yes, a hand is originally something used to grab, not punch. It must be supported by caster's magic, as the enemy's fingers easily squeeze out. Wait. It must be supported by caster's magic, as the enemy's fingers easily squeeze off her neck. Saber's sword is raised. Her sword moves to cut off the enemy's arm before her neck is crushed. But she is unable to finish her attack. Before the sword is swung, her body itself is swung like a sword. She feels her body fly through the air, and overswing like a pitcher. The man holds onto Saber's neck and he throws her with one arm. A fastball with a human as the ball. There's no way she can land safely from it. Her neck is scraped off and she is smashed into a concrete wall at the speed of 200 kilometers per hour. Her body is forced to stop its action. Interlude out. Well, that was a fun little romp through Saber's perspective. She had a great time. Everyone watches in astonishment. Not just me and Tosaka. Even Castro should be overwhelmed with victory, watches her master in astonishment. Saber's quick charge to Kuzuki's counterattacks. From the nightmare-like neck grab to the perfect throw that fascinated even us. Saber doesn't move. She was thrown by her neck and smashed back first into the wall. The wound on her neck should be fatal. Even worse, she hit the wall with such speed. I don't think it killed her, but I'm sure she won't be able to move. At the very least, Saber will stay on the ground until the wounds on her neck and body heal. No way, I murmur without realizing. Even though his fists are strengthened using Castor's magic, Kuzuki is only human. Who could possibly think that he would be able to overwhelm a servant in hand-to-hand combat? It is fine to assume that the master's role is to support the battle from the back. The lean figure turns. But there are always exceptions. There are masters who can only fight head-on. He just proved that to us. So, their roles as the one to fight and the one to support are reversed. That was a terrible reading. Hang on, let me do that again. Their roles as the one to fight and the one to support are reversed. What are you doing, Castor? I told you earlier. If you are to support me, you are to eliminate the enemy's projectile weapons. The enemy, Kuzuki stares at Tosaka. A threat to him would not be Saber, but Tosaka, who's able to attack from a distance. That's why he won't attack us. He fully knows that letting a Magus fight a Magus would be the most sure way to a kill. What's wrong, Castor? I told you they can do as you wish. No, I will take care of Saber. Suichiro, please take care of the masters. Kuzuki silently nods and walks towards us. Castor faces Saber behind him. Fine. Saber's taken aback, but I already know his attacks. We just have to beat him before he gets close to us. Tosaka slowly retreats while glaring at Kuzuki. A battle between a Magus and a fighter is a fight for a distance. Even though Kuzuki has monstrous fighting techniques, he has no magic resistance. Therefore we can win if we cast something. We win if we manage to cast a spell before he reaches us. Kuzuki faces Tosaka and does not move. Castor is walking towards the wall where Saber is smashed. That action is a mistake. That's an opening I can take advantage of, so now... Oh! No, don't do this to me! I don't know! Because... what do we do? How did this go in the anime? I don't remember. Like, I have vague recollections, but it didn't go exactly like this. So, she's going over to finish off Saber, who can't fight back because she's down. But Rin already has distance, and Suichiro Kuzuki isn't moving. So Saber could... Tosaka could back off and, cast a spell. And maybe if we go to attack okay, here's my train of thought. If we go to protect Saber, Kuzuki might intercept us. That's my thought. So we're kind of doing both. I'll protect Saber. Even though she might not be able to defeat him, Tosaka should have the advantage if she concentrates on running away. Oh, there's about 5 meters between us. If Kuzuki takes another step, Tosaka should react instantly to avoid Kuzuki's attack. But Saber's different. Her neck is half cut off, and she was smashed back first into a wall. Saber is in a terrible situation right now. Even if she may be invincible against Magi, Castor could easily defeat her in that state. I'm counting on you, Tosaka! I ready my wooden sword and charge at Kuzuki. My objective is to reach Saber, who's about to be attacked by Castor. I swing my wooden sword at Kuzuki as I pass him. I'm sure he'll avoid it, but Tosaka should take advantage of that opening I create. I swing my sword. It doesn't even do anything. The wooden sword is easily destroyed. He blows off my left foot with the returning blow and he rushes in at Tosaka in an instant. Time stops. Tosaka is astonished, but she instantly points her hand at Kuzuki. But the right hand that almost pierced Saber's neck is thrust at her chest. Tosaka's breath is stopped at the impact. Then, a hammer-like fist strikes her head mercilessly. Tosaka? I take in my feet, seeing her miserable figure. Her head is missing. Anything above her neck doesn't exist anymore. You made a wrong decision like Castor did, Emiya. I can't raise my head. I can't look at Kuzuki. I am just like a student who's unable to answer his question in a classroom. I stand on one foot like a scarecrow. This is the second human being I have killed. A footstep. A killer called Kuzuki Suichiro slowly makes his way towards me, but I still do not feel anything. Smack. With a ridiculous sound, a hole is created in my chest. Okay. Okay, alright, dead end. Yeah, I died, it's okay. I'll take your advice, even though it's... I don't think their advice has ever been helpful. It's just kind of neat. Hi, is everyone doing well? This is the place that saves Shiro, who has died by letting his guard down for just a moment. The Tiger Dojo Session 19... There could have been... Oh, is it counting from the Fate Route too? We have a special guest this time, Flying Head Tribe Rin. Oh. We have a special... Wait. How do you feel, Rin? Kill Shiro. She's wonderful. I understand how you feel, but please restrain yourself. Shiro's action of putting priority on Saber over Rin was professional negligence, resulting in death. But it can't be helped. It just means Saber had more charm as a woman than Rin. That's why you weren't protected when it counted. Well, it just wasn't your day today. Try to act cute next time so it won't end up like this. But Shiro should contemplate his actions as well. In that situation, you should place priority on Tosaka over Saber. I know it's hard to abandon Saber, but you should protect Tosaka instead, even if it's just Tosaka. The head is moving! Rin, where are you going, if I may ask? Just going to kill Shiro. Run! Please run! She sure is wonderful. Yeah, again, that didn't help a whole lot. Anyways, I guess we'll end the episode there, and we'll start back at that decision in the next one. So, until then, bye-bye!